Hello and welcome to this evening's match between Beyond and Boom. Both these teams fighting it out for their spot at Dreamhack Masters Dallas 2019. This is the Asian Close Qualifier. You're joined by myself, Jevons, and as you can see, the game has kicked off already, so I do apologize for the delays there, but we can now bring you this spicy action. Beyond has the lead, Boom trailing just 2 rounds though. Forsaken, well, if he keeps up decent shots like that, he might be able to turn this one around. But Boom on an eco, not likely to be able to really make it back into this one. Not this round at least. Better. We'll take out Mind Freak. Fingers will die as well. That's it. Mostly a clean anti-eco there for Beyond, which is exactly what they want. They want to make sure, of course, that Boom don't get any momentum. And in the meantime, they've achieved just that. Now, just a quick bit of info about this matchup. This is a best of 3. This is the first map as well. Semi-finals. Finals will be on after this one there, so please stay tuned for that as well. We'll be bringing you that action. Meantime, Forsaken going for a quick run over Garage on the outside there. Takes the head off of Veta cleanly, as does Tor to him. Mind Freak is going to creep up out of Squeaky, gets 1 kill. Looking around frantically though, he doesn't know where the rest are. I don't know if he'll consider lobby. Radio rather, does get him. Tor, far out position there, and John Olsen there will basically catch both the remaining Boom players off guard or off angle and finish that one. Now, that one was a heck of a lot more costly for them, Beyond that is. However, they've got a lot of money in the bank. So they can weather a few of these, but not too many. Boom are basically going to be building up that loss bonus, and carrying that forward basically means that if they can continue doing the kind of damage that they did just then, they might be able to snatch themselves another 3 or 4 rounds, which, as on the T-side nuke, about 5 to 6 there is a pretty decent result. Boom, knowing this, don't necessarily want to force anything up too soon, despite Beyond having a 4-round lead on them. Move out 3 CZs, a couple of Desert Eagles. We should see those Deagles going to the outside there. No, it's all inside here. Quick bit of extra trivia as well. Except for the fact that Kailu there does actually clip his teammate Fingers as he goes to hop across radio. It's not so good, but I was going to say, Forsaken is actually the little brother of Excurate on Tai Lu, so there's a bit of a CSGO lineage going on here, so pay attention to him. Might be seeing some great things from him tonight. Minute 10. Things have calmed down a little bit, but with the flashes going in onto A site, that basically signals that they will be running onto it. John Olsen, he gets 1, he gets 2, and with the support coming in from Heaven as well, they're pretty much going to clean this one up rather nicely. Mind Freak getting the only consolation prize, and that will be taken out Tor. But as he runs around through Squeaky, he's pretty much getting chased around there. The only thing that was missing was the Benny Hill music. I've been told that we have that on hand if we... But we'll see. We'll see if this match gets a little ridiculous. For the meantime, we might leave it. But Boom, they've managed to buy into this round. They've got the cash. They've invested it wisely. Will this be Microsoft or will it be Enron? Will the investment pay off? Like last round, we're seeing a very... I don't want to call it necessarily a stalled approach. Both sides are waiting to see if the other will make a mistake here. Beyond being very patient. Boom also being patient, but as that time runs down, and if they run out of utility, it becomes very, very difficult to try and take these sites. They've got to rely on landing those shots quite well. something that, you know, if the CTs do hold their angles, be able to do. Down to almost 50 seconds here, and again, not seeing much. I mean, we're finally seeing an approach here onto this A side. And Shamoli off Hut, but the crossfire's too good. Boomer basically walking into a slaughter. Forsaken, he catches Rolex Monster mid-air, but that's not going to be enough. His fingers, though, move around to Heaven. Beta might anticipate this, but he's running around, he's making a lot of noise, and he's actually taking his eyes off that position. This might be enough. Beta somehow winning that exchange there, AK versus AUG. This range, well, yeah, Vader has been popping off. He's actually a 14-3 at the moment, KD-wise, so that's, he's putting in a lot of work for this tie side. This is basically the momentum stage that Boom was getting up to before. They've got that full loss bonus. If they can bait out a bit more utility from beyond, they might be able to make their way into a position. Giggs almost dying, as does Vader. They're going to have to retreat for the meantime. There is no point trying to hold on to that. I mean, Vader's got this position on a Hut. Very strong one. Tor being the first one to die, actually, one of their full health remaining players, so that's bad news. This might be one of their best chances so far. Booms to get onto a side, and look at that, Vader. Positioning's really good. Giggs, though, finally goes down. Kailu, a very filthy shot onto Vader. John Olsen has to be the one to bring this back. He's on 19 health, though. That's 3 kills. That is plenty. That's way more than he should be able to get to. And this is brought into a 1v1. Rolex. He sees Kailu just escape up the ladder there. Sorry, fingers rather. And this is a bit of a game of cat and mouse there. Rolex didn't really have too much he could do. I mean, he had the time, he had the kit, he could have run around it, but just went straight for it. Unfortunately, the flash and hopping out before it goes off wasn't going to be enough, and it was completely telegraphed, so Six Fingers was pretty much complete control of that situation. Beyond still able, again, to weather those kind of losses. They can come back into this one, full buys, full utility, full everything. And look at this! Boom are just running straight out of Hut, and they lose so much health as a result that Giggs is happy for them to do it. He mows them down. They know they've got to go for this bomb now, so that leaves Squeaky as being one of the weakest positions to attack from, but one of the only ones. Quick flank there, and a nice shot from Vader outside of the AWP will pretty much signal Beyond's 9th W on the board there for this map. 9th round 1. Resets feel to a degree for Boom. Want to force this one up? They don't. Again, something that we've seen from both these teams so far is patience. That Boom. Good to see what they can get away with just this eco buy. Seems to be a very fast approach on the outside there. Six Fingers. Oh, Kailu and Groovy as well will actually take a lot of damage from a Molotov there. Incendiary. Tor's just waiting for them. Is pretty much the wood chipper waiting for Boom. Try and push through this. Vader also nipping at the heels, nipping at the outside approach there. They've seen him. They want to try and flash him, but it's too high. Vader's going to get the shot. Six Fingers will be the victim. That's the bomb down. So that's going to signal a change in positioning and approach. They don't want Boom to get this AWP. Forsaken, despite his best efforts, won't be able to keep it. And Groovy, just down in secret there, will die as well. This is at last 2 rounds of this half. Boom are starting to have their backs pressed against the wall there. They've got to get more results if they want to make this map viable for them. A seemingly fast approach outside. Scratch that. Just a little bit of utility just to keep Vader at least busy. Shoot down. Squeaky, they'll throw utility out of it. It's a slight change in approach there. Tor's actually going to be sitting in vent here. He's waiting for the quick rush down Squeaky there, a classic of the nuke. They're not going to do it. Not yet. Boom. Wanting to basically sell the idea that they're going for every possible approach at once. They're throwing the utility on the outside. Oh no, Rolex, he hasn't been blinded. That's basically it. He is going to mow them down. That is the wood chipper. Six Fingers, well, puts a stop to it. There are two left on Boom. Six Fingers, a Mind Freak. Very tall order for them to be able to bring this one back. They might be able to get the bomb plant. That's going to be the most they can hope for, I'd say. Angle is being shot to hell from side there. Mind Freak's down. And with 5 different possible angles there to look at the same time, Six Fingers, not really full of hope, I would say. Not too many prospects for him at that point. Beyond, though, they have to be feeling quite good about this. This is pretty much a very good scenario for CT side on Nuke. It would be better, of course, but if they can keep this to a 12-3 half, they got some tricks in mind for the T side, then this will be quite good. Higgs, bit of pre-fire through Squeaky Door there. Don't know if he completely saw Forsaken, but he definitely got the damage onto him. Groovy's going to push through that smoke though. The nades, the utilities raining in on them as they try to run through it. Groovy gets a kill. John Olsen on this A site, he's down quite low. He's down to 19 health, but it's been sold. Fake bill of goods saying that they would plant at the A site or go for it still. Mind Freak though, not able to finish up John Olsen. Beyond, they've got a lot of money in the bank. It would be madness for them not to go for this. They've got to be utility as well. 2 kills after that point though. You have Rolex Monster, who is just that. He's become a monster, tearing 2 of the defenders to shreds. They want to stop him from getting this defuse, but they're not going to be able to do it. Excellent retake there. That was that was some fantastic work from Rolex Monster. And if you're on the side of Boom ID, that's going to be a bitter pill to swallow. That is not a good feeling. One of their best post-plant situations that the side has had this entire half, and they're not able to secure it. It is worth noting as well that this is actually Boom's pick. So Boom are the ones who picked Nuke here, so we better hope that their CT side is immaculate, because they're going to need it. You gotta bring this back, and it's a very, very long journey ahead of them if they have to do that. Now back, start of the second half. Second pistol. Beyond seemingly in their element here. Would there be uranium, plutonium on Nuke? But they are pushing onto A fast. Forsaken and Groovy. Forsaken with 3 kills, Groovy with just 1. Groovy's the only one who's actually traded out. Saul's the only one alive who can actually do something here. Forsaken says no to that. Now, if there's anyone who can bring back the name Forsaken, I think it's gonna be this kid. Again, X-Curit's little brother, so yeah. I'm just anticipating the word.exes in the chat there. So Forsaken basically has to has to do a bit of work to clean up that mess for the region as well, but he's doing a great job of it. Boom, they get that first CT round there. Oh, sorry, first round back on the way to recovery on their CT side. Mind Freak, does he want to actually push this? He does. John Olsen is dead. Kailu makes sure that Rolex Monster is slain as well. Six Fingers wants a bit of the action. Groovy as well. We're going to see a team ace here. It's all up to Forsaken. He needs to get this kill in order to make that happen. Gigs, though. Nah, Kailu ruins it. Not that Boom can feel too sad about that. It's those kind of clean anti-ecos, being able to build up something for themselves on the CT side, that is going to get them back into this and win their map pick. Quick aside, the next map will be Dust 2, and if we make it to a third, it'll be Inferno as well. Utility is raining out onto the outside here. They want to basically completely blanket it in smoke. Incendiaries completely nullified there by the smoke. Forsaken spray down onto John Olsen. Rolex Monster and Giggs has been absolutely devastating. Forsaken's just gonna jump around the corner there. What on earth is this? This is not how you do a proper buy round. And I mean, Vader's finally had enough of it, so he will take out Forsaken and Fingers. Two particularly fierce opponents there. Kailu will take down Rolex Monster. This is it. Vader's been the one to get a lot of good results for Beyond. What's on the CT side though? And with the flank coming in from Mind Freak, not much is going to happen there. Go with...
Hi.
Whoa, that's a hello. Is that Bemmy?
It's that Jev?
Bemmy! Welcome. Welcome to
I
this
heard there
matchup.
was some APAC stuff going on, fam. And I had to just hop on real quick because I am the biggest APAC CSGO fan.
Well, this is set to be a bit of a ripper, to be honest. I mean, you've got some good names on the side of Boom. You've also got a well, Beyond is a pretty well established name in the Thai CS scene, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, just a quick note. We do seem to be having a couple of pauses as well, so yeah, I'll bring up to speed, maybe. So it's a best of 3. This is new. Well, I mean, you know, of course, but this is Boom's pick. And look at that scoreboard at the moment. That was 6-12. It was 3-12 at halftime. So
has this been consecutive wins or?
Well, yeah, Beyond basically just really nailed their CT side. They did a pretty good job of it, and yeah, Boom have got a lot of work ahead of them. So they're going to have to pretty much bring it back from a 3-12 half to try and win this. And let's hope they do it in regulation as well, because not only is this going to be an exhausting task if they do it in regulation, but if they hit OT as well, that is going to be excruciating potentially. But look, Beyond have to be pretty thrilled about this, because of course they're going to take Boom's map pick away from them, and next we'll be heading into Dust 2. So it's a very very puggy map, but one that I think we see very often in APAC, or at least more. Yeah, so more Asia itself. I don't think we get to see it too much in Oceania.
Maybe. I mean, I remember seeing in the Fire League that Inferno was kind of like the most popular map. Well, of all the people that we were seeing, if you remember.
Yeah. Well, Vietnam and the Vietnamese and Mongolian teams really appreciated it.
Some of the Thai teams as well that were at the Vietnam LAN. So I mean, that may be something that was something that came into play. But yeah, it does too. Also, it's just a good. It's kind of like everybody is a. It's like the mutual map. Everybody agrees that it's a good map. Or just they have skills and techniques there because everybody starts on Dust 2.
Yeah. Well, pause has been called off there, so we are back into it, and this is looking to be a very quick anti-eco. I think Beyond literally just want to try and get themselves a bomb plant, but John Olsen and Giggs, they're gonna set things up nicely. Beyond might actually be able to get this if they can get the bomb back, but oh, those CZs, no Boom. Kailu is the only one who's left alive. He's got a 1 versus 2 situation. I think that he's going to be hanging around in heaven there, just trying to stop this. Oh, Tor seen him. Yep, that's a signal. That's a
Yep.
B plant, I'd say. That's Kailu. He doesn't know where he wants to go. He's pretty much been burnt out of heaven. And there we can see beyond, all running down to B.
Not very much though. It does have these few kids. If they just play things very slowly, though, I'm sure some aggression is applied. They only have a flash to their name, but it's still better than nothing.
Yeah, I mean, Tor doesn't have armor either. Could be what they need.
That's true. Oh, they might be just going for the save. I don't know. They might be trying to commit the plant.
Oh, they haven't heard the defuse though, and they know this. So beyond is
that's one.
Yep. Oh, it's actually Tor who doesn't have any armor.
Oh, gets the angle. The plant.
Oh no! 1 health.
Oh,
he gets it. What? Oh my god. Bemmy, you turned up just in time to see that. That was amazing. That is one of the best sticks I think we're gonna see tonight.
This is what I love about APAC CS:GO. I was gonna say Overwatch for a second. Sorry. No, it's truly an amazing sight to behold.
Yeah, we it brings out some of the best moments because you got a lot of different scenes which I think they all tend to make their own little changes on their own, and then they come together and
they have their own rule books. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's uncharted territory.
Reminds me of basically Europe and anywhere else about 4 or 5 years ago when CS:GO was kicking off again, but. That said, that pretty much was was Europe's game back at that point. It still is, but you know it's
yeah. I mean, like I was about to say,
it's a bit more diverse now. But look at this. Beyond, even though they lost that one, they've still got a lot that they could buy in here, and they've done that. Tor is on the long flank, and this could be, well, this could be huge if he catches Forsaken off guard. Oh, he hears them running around. This is gonna be a problem. Oh no, Forsaken, he doesn't even know. The only thing he would have heard is the scope of the last point there. Kailu's only able to get one trade in response there, but it's not gonna be enough, of course. As soon as they know where he is, he's pretty much done.
Oh.
Groovy, excellent hold there, he's able to get 1 kill. And again, these trades coming out of Beyond are great, aren't they?
Yeah, no, they've also been really difficult. Open face plant. My goodness, that is well, they certainly have everything locked down, but I mean, Mindbreak, they're very angry.
No.
Oh my!
That was almost a whiff. I saw it too. But yeah, John Olsen, he's got full health. He's got 2 flashes. This is against a weak Six Fingers and a slightly weaker Mind Freak. Oh, excellent. That is a perfect post-plant 1v2 there by John Olsen. So, using the utility there, as soon as he catches out one player, he throws the second flash out and goes for the peek again, which I don't think Boom were necessarily expecting that. And that's a pretty bad reset for Boom there. So, despite the magic being performed there before by Boom, it's reset town for them.
Certainly hard to follow up and act like that, and at the moment they're just
Forsaken.
Oh man, well I guess they've invested, they bought. I thought they were gonna say, but you know what? I totally forgot. No.
Nope. APAC, right? That was an amazingly crisp headshot there from Forsaken. Giggs wasn't expecting it, I don't think, and Kailu is gonna follow it up. That's 2 bullets being spent by Boom in total there, and 2 amazing kills so far. Beyond, it's gonna make him sweat just a little bit. They're gonna allow it to pretty much quieten down. They've got some utility. They still have plenty of flashes and a smoke. It's a lot to work with, but if you're 3v5, That's a lot of expenditure there just to get yourself onto the site, and that's not even counting what happens after you plant the bomb. Pre-firing going on there. Tor's got the flank position there. He will get one.
What?
2 kills. That's Forsaken down. Arguably a much needed kill to happen considering what he's been doing. Okay, Tor's just going to save this round for them. Line Freak. A 50-50 shot there.
I mean, that's the utility advantage for you.
Yeah.
Just a lot of flashbangs to mitigate the amount of noise that they were just going through. So, also on top of that, they were checking their corners very patiently. They were just kind of working with the time bank, understanding that, like, Boom was not in a good economic situation, and probably reading into the situation that they weren't going to go on for a save. Now they are, but kind of like hand held behind their back. They are now just going to be kind of in a little bit of a situation that I think beyond esports, you know, this is pretty much either they win or Boom fights for OT, and Boom has a little bit of an uphill battle to go through.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically at this point that we see them doing a few more gutsy moves there. Actually got Forsaken there, crawling all the way around outside. I know they haven't seen anything from lobby necessarily, so this really should be the call that it's definitely going to be down on this B site. Rolex Monster, he goes into the double peak. He doesn't care though. Mind Freak's also slain, and that's it. This is a bit of a turkey shoot there. That's no hope. Kailu's the only one who actually got a kill, and that's onto Rolex, who's got 5k in the bank. He doesn't care. But look at what Boom have to work with now.
Yeah, and maybe they can buy a Rolex with that money. To tell them the time it is time to just finish and wrap things up. This is not really the kind of buy you want to fight for OT, but it's what they have to work with. They have a couple of M4s. They gotta be a little more aggressive and commit to team fights. And I mean, at the moment they're trading it, but they do have good crossfire formations.
Well, these trades again from Beyond, they're good. I'll keep on harping on about it, but that's oof. Vader, quick hop up into heaven there, brings down hell. That's it. A side belongs to Beyond. 15 rounds. This is basically their chance to finish this up now, because I'm sure they just want to get this one out of the way and move on to their map pick. But Forsaken and Groovy, they might have something to say about it. They are what stands in the way of this.
Can we go above Beyond? Whoa, they still got the kill.
Yeah, no defuse kit though, and time's running down. Forsaken, he knows where Griggs is. He just gets it.
Because that's what you do. Really, really just interesting, just kind of not backing up into a corner and just staying on the point. That was, or staying on the site, excuse me. Just absolutely gonna get caught off guard very quickly, and that's just something that seemed very difficult, especially when you're the last one remaining. You're not having somebody that's going to be feeding you information. You're just kind of going to be hoping that nobody walks through the smokes and shoot you down. That's what just happened there. Well, they still have a good amount of economy on the side of Beyond to be able to buy back into this, and it's still match point, and Boom has a long way to go still, but with rounds like those and committing to plays like that, I mean, I've seen crazier things happen, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, they are past the halfway mark for it as well. So 7 more rounds, and they bring this to OT, which would be huge for them. That's by MS's 4 versus an AK and an AWP doesn't really seem to matter, does it? Forsaken and 6 Fingers very quickly dispatched of, and Beyond is just dismantling. Boom. Heaven has no chance. Groovy walks out to the side there. He hasn't picked up. What? He flips around, gets the USB headshot onto Vader. That was going to be the hero moment, but it does not happen. Boom. Have lost Nuke, and they move into Beyond's world on Dust 2.
Well, it certainly wasn't beyond them to finish that out. And I must say, economic-wise, not surprised by any stretch of the mean that they would go ahead and invest into rounds. Like, pretty much when they're bone dry, they only saved when they were like, okay, we can't buy 2 flashes, and a deagle. And if that's the case, then we're just not going to invest anything. So, have that what you will, and I would love to see if you're going to go for more aggressive plays, commit to it, and also be careful to check your corners, not just rush in blindly. Trades are cool and all, but they need to be.
Oh, yes. Are absolutely right there. We'll be hopping to a quick break momentarily. We can talk about Nuke after it, of course, and what it might mean going into Dust 2, but please stick around. We are continuing this best of 3 series quite soon. Hello and welcome back to this best of 3 series between Boom and Beyond. If you're just tuning in, first map was Nuke, that was Boom's pick, and they lost it. Unfortunately, they're gonna have to bring it back on Beyond's pick, Dust 2. And this This little scrap is for a spot at Dreamhack Masters Dallas 2019. This is the Asian closed qualifier, joined by myself, Jevons, and my co-caster Bimmy. Bimmy, how you doing?
Dallas? I'm doing great. I didn't know it was for Dallas.
Yeah, it's a big one.
I'm gonna be there in Dallas.
Well, you might be seeing one of these players in person then, or one of these teams.
I want Beyond's autograph so bad, so I'm gonna just actually I would like either autograph. I just like APAC in general. Anyway, so on to Dust 2 though. It was Boom tried their best to close it out, pulling off some spectacular plays. A defuse that shouldn't have happened, a triple kill that was almost going to be able to keep the momentum going for the side of Boom. Now this pistol.
Well,
not the trait they're looking for.
Yes. Beta's is basically the part of the equation there that Boom doesn't like. Look at this wrap through mid. I'm going to try and take this all through short. Was planted. John Olsen wasn't able to stop them nearly enough.
They got a kit though.
Yeah, yeah. That's armor sacrificed, but not the worst that can happen. Mind freak.
Oh dear.
Lost his mine. It's in pieces. Oh, a bomb plant over the box there. This is a 2 versus 1 situation.
Wait, how
oh
did they plant the bomb
the smoke is not going to completely cover that. They're going to see him just the top of him, and look at that, he's being chipped away. One shot is all it would take at that point.
That was an interesting plant. I've never seen anybody plant on top of the box.
That's...
I mean, that is a pretty surefire way to know where you're going to see them try to defuse. I mean, the smoke is usually kind of hard to land on that, and on top of that, it's in the corner of the ramp, so it's just like you know exactly where to shoot it along. So right now, they're going to be investing into double scouts with 3 deagles, and we'll see how they take advantage of long. They're doing a little bit of setting up, and I don't think they're going to try to contest that car. They're just going to try to set up a crossfire here. Looks like they're trying to disperse themselves between mid and get some information, and at least have one person at B just in case anybody tries to rush, but I think they're expecting this to be a good old A push. They already have the shots fired. They have the information.
This utility is going down just behind Beyond as they rush in. Tor, Vader pretty much secure that real estate, but it's God. John Olsen in mid again who's pretty much going to stop that radio. Well, he's made a bit of money. That's good for them going forward into this, because Boom they have the opposite of that. They have not money. They got a little bit.
They do not have money.
They got to keep it above 2,000 if they want. Although, I mean, you got to balance it out with when are you going to be able to get a proper buy. But it's a very different story. And the order of the day is a mid rush, and surprisingly, Vader only gets 1 kill there. Knowing this, you got to try and get onto B soon. Giggs, you will 6 fingers. Don't make the call here that they've got it, but to be honest, yeah, I don't think the bomb's really important at this stage when you've got, you know, 4 AKs and a MAC-10.
Yeah, also on top of that, you just have such a huge momentum. So they're denying the bomb plant by just being in a nuisance right now on the side of Boom. I just kind of feel ever so slightly bothered with the 2 scouts and 3 deagles with no utility at all. That was just kind of like, you set up the crossfire. They're going aggressive right now.
Oh no.
They'll be able to take a trade, but super low in health. Oh.
Yep. Rolex turning into a clay pigeon there. Tor also becoming quite the target. Groovy. Oh, did he hear something? He didn't. He was just pre-firing it, but yeah, he saw the shadow after. And
I think he saw a peek through the smoke.
Ah. Well, what does Vader do here? These B doors are going to be hell on him. No, it's not. It's going to be hell on Mind Freak.
All right, nice one, Jev. I remember this very well.
Oh, no. But
yeah,
Vader, he is finally stopped. That's both AWPs carried forward here. So the 2 AWP setup, I mean, you've seen this plenty of times, Bemi. It's really just when you're trying to stop a T side when you don't really have too much more in your CT side pocket than just let's ramp up the firepower.
Yeah, absolutely, and just trying to hold down mid as well, make it very difficult. Just peek through doors and try to see if you can at least get a couple of tags. And already got a kill. They have managed to get a tag onto Rolex, so things are looking up and up for them. But they need to be very cautious about how much they're using these flashes to mitigate the amount of sound they're inputting.
Hasn't completely masked it, and I mean, nobody really seems to care about long, which is fair enough.
Oh my god, you don't turn your back on these people.
And you back, get clapped. That's it. Forsaken, that's his second kill of the round. Groovy, just firing into into the Xbox there. Well,
Mom said it was my turn on the Xbox.
I was waiting for that. And yeah, it's definitely Boom's turn on it because they're bringing this back. It's only 3 rounds that Beyond were able to get before they finally hit the brick wall that Boom's been able to put up for them.
You know, usually we see the first round go to somebody, we see a save on the second, and then a buy on the third. Nope. This is where the excitement and the magic happens, folks. Like, this is as good as it gets. You see Boom invest with 2 scouts and 3 deagles, not any results, and then save entirely because they can't invest into anything, and then win the game. It's pretty crazy here. Now Beyond just investing 1 round after another, not kind of saving as much as they can. They got a little bit of armor, a couple of CZs and deagles, but already they are just ready to be lined up.
Well, yeah, this is pretty much an absolute slaughter. They know Okay, Tor.
Yes, Jeff.
Well, I said Tor.
Yes.
So,
yes, Jeff. What would you like to say about Tor?
I would say that trying to dance for your life is not a normal strat that we see.
Well,
it didn't work.
Yeah. Well, they're no friend of mine because they've left their friends behind as well.
It wasn't a very safe dance, was it?
No, it was not a safe dance. It was very not whatever that like weird beeping that happens in the song. It's a pretty good song. It's very underrated. Double off setup here coming in from Boom. They're feeling good with the cash, but they're already losing quite a couple of members, and yeah, they're already shutting this down. I think their goal is to make sure.
Oh no!
Oh
no!
Whoa! What is going on here? What is going on?
Second, why do you win that? Oh, he nearly gets a second shot as well.
I'm done, Jeff. I'm done. I love this. Oh my god! They haven't planted the bomb. Tor is in a crossfire. I think they're gonna catch Fingers off guard though.
Oh, they might, but they're both.
Okay,
no.
they have information, but Tor's not turning around, but he's running fast and he's just committing to this bomb plant. But Fingers, while low in health, does have the kit, so they don't have to worry about pressuring themselves, and they are going to peek around. Oh no! Okay, there we go.
That was an amazing angle to hold by Fingers. But
I'm
even
still
more
trying to
credit
get
has
over
to go to Tor.
Forsaken, dude.
That would have been a highlight for this map, of course. But Beyond, I think they wouldn't even want to look at it, wouldn't even want to remember it. But well,
yeah. I mean, when you lose ramp like that, it doesn't bode well.
No, it was a well, actually, look at Mindfreak's positioning here. He doesn't even stand a chance, still pulling the weapon out, and yeah, B-side belongs to...
Didn't hang out a car.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was a bit of a perhaps misjudgment there. They could have thought that maybe Beyond weren't on as strong a buy as they were, but everything would have pointed towards it. The economy for them was pretty good. No escape, says Tor. Really begs to differ. And this is pretty much going to be just playing for exits at this stage. They're all, beyond that is, they're all going to be escaping out of B-side ramp. Down. John Olsen wanting to clear the smoke, just anticipating it. Almost shoots his teammate, but it's okay. Forsaken finishes the job. Well, you mentioned it during the break. We were waiting to see if we're going to find a hawk, and that was almost it.
John Olsen. I mean,
yeah.
it sounds like one of those anti-hero action movies where they just don't care. They're just trying to shoot to save their daughter or whatever. John Olsen is in Dust 2.
Oh no.
Presented by Beyond Esports.
Look, if you say it out here, someone else is going to take the idea and run with it. Running won't help. Forsaken, though, that was a very cheeky push into unders with the AWP. Doesn't pay off, though.
No rewards here. Boom ID, just not really setting up any crossfires and letting Beyond kind of run away with mid. And if you really give T-Side the ability to just basically take picks off a door, then you're just... Yeah. So that is just going to be something that is going to be absolutely catastrophic. You don't want to give control mid to T-Side. It's just not... It's not a good time.
Oh, Kailu's the first one to really survive out of this push on the mid, but, oh no, with the double peek here, somehow Tor manages to actually seal that one.
Okay.
5 health left. Mind Freak, they know exactly where he is because they would have seen him in mid there. And what does Groovy do?
Hopefully saving him for, I guess.
He wants the AWP. Not gonna get it though. No. No chance of that one. Yeah, it's basically a flash. He saw it, turned away just in time for the peek from mid. That is how a Groovy will go out. That last
These
round.
are some scrappy fights, man. These are just a bunch of trades. I would.
it's textbook T-side.
It is textbook. Yes, but I don't know. It's just like maybe just because of the way that they're handling economics, it just feels a little bit interesting. They only save when they're at $0. Like, hey, they got a couple of deagles now, so it's a slight eco. They're already getting a. I can't believe it.
Yeah, that is two deagle headshots pretty much at the same time there. That pretty much says that A is not open for business, and Beyond's gonna get out of there. And why wouldn't they? They've got the B-side all to themselves, and B-side retake is very difficult on Dust 2. In fact, perhaps the most difficult retake in the game.
Yeah. With also little to no utility as well. I can safely confirm with you, Jeff, that you are absolutely right. And I think really what they're trying to walk away with is maybe trying to find some exit frags, but they are just going to hold on to the weapons. Hopefully a buy will come in. They did manage to walk away with an AUG and an AK, so it's not all for naught, but the first half is slowly coming to an end, and right now is going to be a 7-3 lead for Beyond Esports, and this is getting to pretty scary territory. Waiting to see what they can do here, try to invest. I really would like to see them have a little more decisive positioning with their CT. They just kind of, it's almost like they're on patrol constantly. They're just like always on the move, just like, okay, we'll have two in mid and then check out A, and then the person that's checking out at A will check out at mid, and the other two were at B. And it's just like a very unique rotation. No way to really discern any full-on information.
Ooh, very cheeky push up from Short here. That's gonna land Groovy a kill, which is it's good for him. What he wants. Also, the bomb is way back at T-spawn. Beyond really just wanted to see what the CTs would do, and yeah, Groovy was happy to show them. Puts them in a slightly weaker position, but that AWP from Beyond... Oh, specifically on Veta, has been pretty devastating. A minute left. It's a lot of time to work with. They can try to get something set up for themselves here. This A site is, you know, if Pion knew, they'd pretty much be banging it right there now.
Yeah, but I guess the way that Boom has been so mobile and so aggressive on CT, they just really don't have any information. So I guess, you know, that's the pro of how mobile their CT side has been. They really don't have, like, there's 3 in mid. It's crazy to me, just like how everything's just all over the place right now. But it looks like they're starting to gather information and getting ideas, and they're hearing the utility. And you're already seeing on the map that they are rushing to A.
Yeah, and that will finally
Gotta be
call the
careful
rotate.
of Veta.
Rudy, somehow making away with his life there. Rolex and Gigs though, 8 seconds left. The bomb's gone down. There is no way back from that. Pretty much, Kailu, he has to stay alive. Do that. If that happened just a few seconds earlier, that would have been a bit devastating.
Well, at least they went around to be able to buy into it, and they are closing the gap ever so slightly, which is the fact that they had Beyond was Is there any reason why they took so long to just gather information and figure out what the heck Boom was doing?
Well, that's the thing. They oh no, Tor.
Maybe we should stop asking questions.
It seems like they're doing more harm than good at the moment, right? Those questions. Oh, again, just trades like that. It's weird because Giggs wasn't even trying to do that, but it just balanced out quite nicely for them. But yeah, Beyond, it's strange because in that instance they did move up into mid, and they were doing it earlier. Last round they were kind of almost bullied into doing nothing. Oh no, Groovy, excellent position there, just below short. If he can keep up that defense, I'll spell out good things, but his colleague, Six Fingers, has gone down. Groovy's getting out of dodge. He's got to move back to CT.
Yeah, and this is looking pretty scary for them right now. Boom, oh my gosh, is able to find John Olsen, the man, the myth, legend. And Groovy's not really worried about walking through that molly anytime soon. They don't have a kit, so they need to hurry up. But Rolex is just going to, okay, there you go. He shut it down. I was getting a little bit worried. It's like, okay, they're hanging out at ramp long. Wonder what they were doing there with the AK. Maybe they were just trying to save. I have no idea. Maybe get an exit frag. But Boom is going to be able to save a lot of money now. They do have the ability to actually take this lead a little bit if they invest into the right amount of utility. Looked like they were a little more well-coordinated and grouped up together. I really loved what I saw from there. Beyond, though, I mean...
They're forcing up?
Yeah, they are forcing up, and that's textbook stuff that I'm not very surprised to see coming from them.
Oh no.
Oh.
So blind. Who will get their vision back first? Looks like it would have been John Olsen in that case. But look at
Oh
this.
my god! Why?
They are just taking so much control on A. Oh no, Rolex was ready with the AWP. We'll take out the second. And nope, it is gonna be Tor. Yep, you called it. Well, you can see it. Creeping out through the doors in mid there, and boom. Look, they get if they get one more round, I think this is still doable for them.
Yeah, no. A 6-9 situation is always obtainable to just get back that momentum, especially if you win the pistol round after the first half. So, I mean, that's just very true. I mean, the pistol rounds don't give you as much momentum as the once did, but already right now,
yeah,
flashbangs are working out.
Uh-oh.
Groovy. Groovy. What?
Tor, he was on the exchange program to B site. He's coming home now. He's gonna.
Hope he enjoyed his visit.
Yeah. He's got souvenirs. He's got an AK, some utility.
I went to Site B and all I got was a stupid T-shirt.
Oh no! How? Tor learn some stuff. that is what do you say about that? That is devastating for
I met
Boom,
this
though.
car. It told me what to do. It said go around and head down long, and you'll find what you're looking for. I mean, honestly, if we're super honest, both Boom and Beyond have not the greatest self-awareness. Like, they don't check their sixes a lot, and they put themselves in these positions where they are so aggressive and pushing up so quickly that they're not checking the corners, so they get easily like peaked.
I was waiting for it. You're building up to just that moment. Oh, yeah, short's not going to be the greatest idea. They've got the smoke now. John Olsen, he's got the pick on B, which that's going to draw a lot of attention away from A, especially with these mid to B smokes. Well, Forsaken, he's got an orb. That's not a retake weapon. Groovy lightens up a little bit of the pressure on him, though. Somebody's not going to be able to basically wrap around from behind, get him on that B ramp. Get this utility soon. Oh, whoa! That looked like it was going to be the perfect shot there. Taking Rolex Monster out pretty much in mid-air, but
that door literally saved that man's life.
That is not the greatest, but Rolex, he's sitting just below window.
What's this guy's setup?
Well, he's sitting below window. I mean, they've basically got 3 people on this. As soon as one of them spotted, the rest are just going to try and shoot them. Groovy, he knows the rest are on low health, but Rolex is just able to seal that one out there, and that's 10-5. Look, it's not completely over for Boom.
No. Well, I mean, look, I'm all for the aggression. I don't mind it. I do mind a couple of the force bias, but I've come to mutually respect it and accept it that it's just part of that culture of CS, if you will, as I've just seen that behavior sort of spread out through just casting a lot of different APAC games. And I think if you look at like teams like Scar that don't save, but still like make it to grand finals of like a lot of cool events. What they do a lot of the times is that they do tend to slow down their playstyle, or at least stay grouped up together, so that way the trades are a little more in their favor and they get more value out of it. Their prioritization is more into utility than anything else, as opposed to firepower. Because there's that belief of greater strengths in numbers, but Beyond and Boom just kind of are very spread out. So Boom is also super spread out as well, and we're already seeing that happen, where they kind of leave their partners behind. They're already spaced out, and they already lost one right off the bat, Jev.
Yeah, very interesting start to this. Boom actually had 6 fingers on the bomb there. They had that bomb pretty much just sitting right in the very back. Oh no, the lineup could have been terrible for them. Flash comes in. See, that is the good coordination we need to see from Boom if they're going to bring this one back. This is... It has to happen on Dust, or it doesn't happen at all. John Olsen secures himself 1 kill with the flank. But he's quickly dealt with. Rolex not standing a chance there. Beta, he can go for this, but... Yeah, the coordinated double peaks and just making sure that no individuals are pushing enemies is working out really well for them. So that's a very good sign if you're going for Boom.
Yeah, it's if you want to map 3,
I need to see more of this.
I need more Apex CS in my life. That's just pretty much what it comes down to, because these rounds are so exciting and so fast.
Well, yeah, it's a very quick end of the round to Rolex and Beta, but oh no, you mentioned this before, they never check behind them. Nobody is checking hits.
Oh no!
I don't know how much he'll be able to get done here.
Wait, how is nobody dead?
If it was any other gun but the USP, I think that would have been a different story.
Yeah.
Actually, not any other gun. Maybe the Glock would have been a bit worse, but
roughly about almost any other gun.
Yeah, yeah. I would have even potentially taken the Nova on that one, or even the XM. But
you never know.
Femi, why do you do this? Why are you like this? Oh,
I asked that.
No, don't change though.
Okay.
Look, Boom. They had a very clean anti-eco there. They've kept everybody alive. T-side economy is going to be building up now. And Beyond, they're bought into this, but they have got the rifles. They've got a little bit less on armor, but they don't really have any utility and no defuse kits. Seems like as soon as the site's gone, they're pretty much going to be out of this one. They've got to concede the round again. Vader. Vader is the first one to see them in mid. He knows they're going to be pushing soon, and they're going to be very wary at this spot specifically. Not that it helps too much. Trades come in, they've lost control of the bomb. Boom, need to get it back. Olsen waiting outside a bedroom. Mind Freak is going to be moving towards this angle soon. The shadow is going to give him away just barely, but somehow Mind Freak survives long enough to get one kill. And Forsaken, oh no. That is going to be all she wrote for this case there. Beyond get themselves a proper round on the CT half. 11-7. Boom.
Yep.
Their time in the sun, though, has granted them a bit of extra money to work with, though. And as you can see, they're going to be buying right back into this. 5 AKs.
Yeah, no surprise here. It is going to be a lot reliant on these flash. Boom seem to really enjoy these flashes because they just kind of get a sense of adrenaline and just they seem to go like, okay, we need these flashes to just have the element of surprise. After that, like Boom, once they're out in the open and they don't have their toys to play with, they just kind of like have this sort of loss of momentum, and it's very quick to lose. So they gotta be careful about this. Boom still trying to figure out if they can control mid or not, and I think they might be trying to go for site A, but it's hard to discern. Everybody's just kind of grouped up right now, getting information.
Oh, yes, and here's the biggest problem with that is that, yeah, they can throw the utility down, they can try and bait a response out of Beyond, but if they don't go for it, then they've pretty much used what little they have.
Yeah.
Smoke, it's now down to a flash.
Yeah, it really comes down now to, can they control the site after planting the bomb with a crossfire? And that's sometimes really hard to do. Not as hard on Dust 2 as compared to other maps. But, like, say, for example, if we were on Overpass, like, that would be... that you would need this... You would need, like, a lot of the utility, like a smoke or a Molotov just to flush out heaven and stuff like that. But here we go. No flashes.
Well,
yeah.
Yes, and that turns out exactly as you might expect. Rolex will be the one to clean up there. In fact, yeah, the flash pretty much zipped straight past. It was perfectly visible to the CT stand at the door there, just out in B site, and of course, sitting below window, that doesn't even go anywhere near you. So, yeah, pretty much burnt out of utility and a fair bit of time as well. They had to, well, they didn't have to, but they felt very rushed, and it was a very awkward approach. And Beyond, they're going to be singing about this one. It's quite good for them.
Absolutely. I'm gonna figure out some audio stuff real quick.
Six Fingers actually manages to, yeah, clip the top of Vader, but it's not going to get them the entry onto the side that they need. There's not even dislodged from his position there, and with that, Giggs will actually take a more forward position on this door. Somehow, will take out Mind Freak as well. Why the USB? Down to 4 health. Back off. You need to let this one go. And yeah, that's 13-7. Beyond, this is looking like a much easier road to the finals than I guess they would have expected. But it's Boom, with them having lost Nuke, their map pick, just to being Beyond's. This is really their element, and these aggressive pushes, just like that one mid there, Forsaken dying, not getting too much for his troubles. Giggs, he thought about pushing through the smoke, but he doesn't want to do it. He's still going to shoot through it. He's still getting excellent results there into Groovy, all things considered. And this short push might be completely telegraphed. It's really the bomb sticking just outside of bedroom there. Let's despawn. That's going to be perhaps the real deciding factor. A minute 10 left. Gonna have to pick something soon.
Yeah, they gotta start moving and grooving, buddy. It's looking pretty scary right now for Boom. They have, like, it's so interesting. They went completely 180. They're kind of a little too passive right now.
Oh, that Molotov. Yeah, Vader, he couldn't stay in that position. It was basically going to be just, you know, either get shot or get burnt alive.
Yeah.
His choice. Rolex is not willing to let it up for a moment. That's a... Oh, bomb has gone down, sorry. And that was a very quick finish. All headshots, all done. And that would have been one of Boom's, really, their last real shot to get back into this. Next one's going to be a bit of a forced buy. They're not going to get everything they want, and even still, that's if they don't want to play for the overtime again, which we saw on Nuke. They decided that they were just going to try that. Us 2 might be a very different story, with the first AKs being purchased there. Galil, Ump to follow it up. Groovy, go for the AK. The decision has been made. Overtime, they will not be aiming for. This will have to be it. This will have to do.
Please use your utilities sparingly. That's all I ask of Boom ID right now, to be able to get another round in.
If there ever was a time to make that shift in approach and policy, this would be the one to do it. John Olsen, he's completely blind. Decided to run out after him, though. Forsaken. Relatively easy kill for him in this case. The AKs can actually be redistributed now, so in some ways this is a bit of a good approach for them. The Molotov comes onto Car there. It's already nullified by the smoke. It's not even completely necessary. I don't think the creep was going to allow it to reach Rolex in his position. Flank comes in. Tor takes out Mind Freak. Rolex still doing great work from Car. Only Kailu is able to really stop him, and with 3 CTs waiting, crosshairs for you to pretty much poke your head out. Wasn't much you could really do in that case.
Yeah, it was interesting how they just kind of just all lined up and then committed to long. It did allow them to get flanked quite quickly, and then there was, I don't know which player was on mid, but again, just their 6s just getting caught off guard, and they're going to try to see if they can find results. The scout's not going to be the case. This is looking very dire.
Yeah, some quick, and you could say easy kills, because I believe both of them are blind or running through mid there, right into some waiting scouts. Gives Boom the advantage.
Flash. I guess give them a good flashbang and they'll do the job. Forsaken just holding down mid right now. They're going to be in for a rude awakening, though, as Rolex will just be able to find them. And I mean, still right now, the person advantage is in favor of Boom, but the time, they do have a kid still, but no utility. But no utilities coming in from Boom ID as well, so no smokes and mirrors for either side, just pure firepower. Boom ID will be able to close it out and take on an op and save a little bit of money. And if there was ever a team fight to win, is hold on 3 members, be able to grab an op, and this is what Boom ID needed to look pretty good. Wait, did they not grab the op?
No, they did. They just had it on the ground, which
okay.
Yeah, that would have been a little bit tilting. Forsaken, he's not going to get anyone mid though. I think Beyond doesn't necessarily want to pick that fight. Mid that's going to be worked on now. A little bit of utility. Xbox smoke coming in as well. They've got more mid control than they would have had otherwise. Strange, Beyond, they have the firepower. They have a little bit of utility to back it up. So, to be honest, they could really punish Boom here, and Six Fingers is going to know exactly what that feels like. Gets dispatched. Forsaken, he wants to get some kind of trade for his troubles. John Olsen gets a shot into short. Oh, Giggs will get Kailu up, and up is there. Rolex takes out Forsaken. they're getting picked off one by one. Mindfreak is the one who has to do this. He doesn't have the bomb, though. The bomb is so far away from it. It's in short. He's only on the A side, and he's got a Molotov. That's literally it. They would have heard him drop down as well, I imagine, or they definitely would be hearing all this. Mindfreak, I think, wants to bait some kind of response, and Tor is basically going to drop down, hero orb shot. And that is it. Beyond will take this series 2-0. Well, Demi, what do you make of what you saw? Because it did come in a little bit late, but I think you pretty much got the gist of what this series was like.
A lot of not saving, really reliant on flash kills from Boom, and unfortunately, just not checking their sixes. And midway through the second half, they just started getting really hesitant with their plays, which Beyond took advantage of. Very well done by them. I think, honestly, Beyond showing them that maybe they've just had a little bit longer team synergy, and honestly, still a good series overall. Boom, hopefully they will grow from this, is all I can say, in that they find the common ground of committing to play, but also being careful in checking corners as well. Just like the basic CS stuff of making sure to check your corners before you pass on through.
Yeah, especially Pit, I think we can say, with a bit of certainty there. But both sides are Boom at the very least has a few young ones on their side. Forsaken's actually only about 15, so yeah, he's got plenty of time to learn.
It's also a lot of, like, I mean, in retrospect, if you think about it, it's teams that are growing and they're it's a lot on the line to just be able to go to a different country and experience all the different aspects of it, and then on top of that, being able to compete in a LAN environment that is of such a grand stature that Dreamhack provides.
Oh yeah, it is definitely going to be one of the better experiences that if you can get to it as a tier 3 or perhaps even tier 4 team, it's amazing, it's invaluable. But unfortunately for Boom, their journey ends here. Beyond will be moving beyond to the next matchup. That'll be the finals for the Dreamhack Masters Dallas 2019 Asia Closed Qualifier. You've been joined by myself, Jevons, and Bemi. Please stay tuned. We'll be back with that as it happens.